You can use my made-to-measure service to order curtains and blinds, all made to order from the fabrics of your choice. For a window or a doorway, an important choice you will need to make is whether to use curtains or blinds, or indeed a mixture of both. Curtains can be drawn well past the window to let in plenty of light. Blinds can be the most economical solution and will work particularly well for windows where there is a little space on either side, as is often found in kitchens and bathrooms. We offer roller and Roman blinds. You can use both curtains and blinds on the same window, especially in a sitting room, to create a more formal look and to add another layer of colour. If you have several windows and doors to dress in one room, you'll need to balance up the quantity of curtains versus blinds. The room is not swamped in fabric. Once you've made your choices, all you need to do is to provide us with some very easy to make measurements. There is a measuring guide in the made to measure section of my website. Always be sure to use a metal tape measure and measure in metric units only. For curtains, it is easier if the track or pole is already fitted. Make sure that where possible, the track or pole is at least 20 centimetres wider than the window on either side, and ideally 15 centimetres above the window too. This means that the curtains will let in as much light as possible when opened and block out as much as possible when closed. For made-to-measure curtains, you will need to tell us the width of the track or pole. If a track, measure it from end to end and add any overlap where the curtains may meet in the middle. For a pole, measure the distance between the finials. You will also need to know the finished length of the curtains. For a track, measure from the top of the track down to where you want the bottom of the hem to be, then add 1 centimetre allowance, so that the curtains will completely hide the track. For a pole, measure from the eyelet, which sits at the bottom of the rings, down to the bottom of the hem. We recommend you add 2 to 5 centimetres depending on how much of the pole and rings you wish to hide. We offer 5 different headings in our made-to-measure service: triple pleat, double pleat, pencil pleat, cottage pleat and flop over frill. Triple and double pleats are more formal headings, where the curtain comes in at a fixed width and cannot ever go into a window of a different width. I would use a triple or double pleat in a more formal setting, such as a sitting room or dining room. If you want your curtain width to be more flexible, you can use a pencil pleat heading, which is a flat tape machined onto the top of the curtain. This is then pulled up to any width that is required for your window. A pencil pleat is less formal and the heading to use if you're going to make a pelmet. Cottage pleats are pretty. The gathered curtain top comes above the track or pole and creates a very soft feel and is particularly lovely for bedrooms and sitting rooms. You can choose between a 5 centimetre and a 10 centimetre high frill. Depending on the look you want, a flop over frill is like a cottage pleat, but with a longer frill which naturally flops over the front of the curtain and creates a more dramatic effect. This particularly suits a bedroom, dining room or sitting room. With a flop over frill, you have a chance to bring in a second fabric to back the frill, which flops over the front of the curtain. We will also need to know your choice of lining and if you would like a leading edge. I'm a great advocate of interlining, which is a soft fleecy type of fabric sewn between the main fabric and the lining of the curtains. It gives a more luxurious look and insulates against heat loss, so it's a greener thing to do. We also offer blackout lining. If you just want simple lined curtains, remember they will always look less full than interlined curtains. Leading edges are lovely, and you can choose this as an option in our made-to-measure service. It means selecting a different fabric for borders down the inner edges of your curtains, the part that you pull when you open or close them. It can protect the curtains from finger marks and manhandling. Also, if you have a south-facing window, you can always change the leading edge if a curtain is faded by the sunshine. In our made-to-measure service, you can choose between 2 types of blinds, roller or Roman. With blinds, you have 2 fitting choices. If you want to fix blinds inside a recess, for a Roman blind, measure the recess width at several points and give us the narrowest measurement, subtracting 1 centimetre for clearance, so that the blind will run up and down smoothly. For the length, please measure from the top of the recess to the bottom. If you want to fit blinds outside the recess, add a minimum of 2 centimetres on each side of the window, so the blinds will block out the light, but ideally up to 15 centimetres on each side if you have the room. For the length, measure to your sill or wherever you wish the blind to stop. You also need to decide which side you would like the cord or chain, or indeed a central pull for a roller blind. You can choose between chrome, brass or wooden cord weights for a wooden batten, and choose the colour of the beaded chain for a metal track. Roller blinds are very convenient and handy, especially for windows where you can't reach the top to adjust the blind. If you're looking to fix a blind into a recess, roller blinds are the perfect choice. They are very good for preserving light in a room, as they can roll up neatly to approximately 9 centimetres. The brackets for the track take up 3.1 centimetres of the recess width, so the blind width will be 3.1 centimetres less than the recess, split between the two sides, so approximately 1.55 centimetres on each side. Why not add the pelmet we offer to hide the roll? They're pattern matched where possible and approximately 11 centimetres deep. You have two choices here, a straight pelmet for a blind inside a recess and one with sides for blinds outside a recess. This pelmet has revolutionised the use of my roller blinds, making them more attractive and usable in any room. You can also choose to have a reverse roll blind, which means you also don't see the roll. There is an option for a border to the bottom edge of the roller blind. Roman blinds are often softer looking and work well in bedrooms and living rooms, as you can see a larger amount of fabric creating more of a colour statement. You can choose to border your Roman blinds on 3 sides or just the bottom edge with a second fabric. For our up-to-date delivery times, please see my website and contact us if you need any help. We are more than happy to talk you through the online ordering process. We can also communicate with you through WhatsApp video or offer you a showroom appointment to help you with your choices. If you want some more tips about interior design, there's a short video on my website. Also, my book, A Beginner's Guide to Making Curtains, Blinds, Cushions and More, which is packed full of practical ideas and is available through my website.